Guys, this is James from TeaDB bringing you InBetweenIsode number 103. So today we have something a little bit different going on, a little bit of a different brewing setup. So today is a sample that was sent to me a long time ago by Varat, who has a blog himself, the guide to pu'erhtea.blogspot.com. So thank you, Varat. Varat gave me one condition for drinking these 3 or 4 aged teas that he sent me. And that was that I do a comparison to other aged teas. He happened to send it to me, I think, sort of as a response to a mature Pu'erh report that I'd done ages ago. And immediately after that report, I started to drink a lot of different young teas and stuff like that. So I got sidetracked, and I have only just started to visit these samples now. So thank you, Varat. My apologies for the extremely long delay. I will be drinking a couple of your teas in the near future. So today, as you saw from the first one, we have some 1970s, or some supposedly 1970s Fuzhuan, which is a sort of heicha that's grown in Hunan. And so I'm more familiar with the modern sort of Fuzhuan, which is known for having golden flowers, which is, and so the it's Zhuan is the brick, and so the Fu are the flowers, is my understanding of it. So this one is very different. At this point, either it never had golden flowers or it doesn't at this point. So immediately you could see that it was fannings of the tea, so not really like high quality whole leaves of it. I am brewing it in this brewer as a result. So getting a lot of herby nose from this, some wood, very different aromatics than what you would expect from old Pu'erh, for instance. You can see the liqueur is sort of orangish red. You can also definitely read more about this tea on Varat's site, and I would recommend doing so because I do not know a whole lot. Immediately when I was handling the material, what struck me was how dry a lot of it is. This is not your dank old Pu'erh, for sure. It's quite different. And I think because I am brewing largely off of color and aroma here, I think I should probably push this for just a little bit longer. For this next tea. So I think this is probably good for a casual sort of brew. Cheers, guys. So getting a similar taste to the aroma. I got a little bit more cigarettes and sort of like the smoke is definitely not the same as sort of like the wok smoke you get in Pu'erh, but sort of like it was stored in sort of like a smoky room or something like that. You get a little bit more of that early on. Now I sort of get this dry fruit, wood, and a little bit of that retired smoke profile to it. It's very soft, very smooth. The body is, I would say, medium, not super thick. This is not a thick and oily tea like you will get for some of those old Pu'erhs. I'm noticing that it sort of coats and refreshes my mouth with sweet feelings as sort of like an aftertaste. So getting the back of my mouth now. So, yeah. Really easy to drink. I could see this being a really nice grandpa style brew. It's very, very smooth, which would come about through the age as well. And we are brewing a similar color here for this steep as well. these brewers are nice for traveling or for brewing sort of specialties like these fannings. Well, not specialties, I guess, but like teas where it's just like a lot of crumbs, or maybe you're brewing the bottom of the sample bag, or you just want a casual brew or something like that. Sometimes I'll brew the white tea fade brick in something like this just because it's easier. You don't have to worry too much about exact ratios and stuff like that. And it offers a really nice view of the leaves as they're expanding. So, similar color. I probably should have brewed that for just a little bit longer. But again, getting sort of like this golden liqueur. I saw on the pictures on Varat's site that he was getting more of an amber hue to it. The leaves, again, look very chopped up. Sort of a green, dark green brown is what we're getting. The aroma is starting to die a little bit. This is not a super infusible tea. A little bit more spice in there. Very sweet, not a bitter note in this tea at all. Nothing sour or off about it either. To me, this is just a really easygoing tea that I would enjoy as sort of like a casual tea, maybe to wrap up like young pu'erh sessions, stuff like that. Again, my mouth is being coated with a lot of sweet feelings. I'm not noticing any sort of somatic effects like you can get crazy tea drunk off of pu'erh, for instance. Not getting a ton of that right now. Yeah, and I think from the first sip of this, the tea is thinned out just a little bit, but it's given off a very similar profile of sort of like wood and old cigars, I think is how Varat described it on his site. So definitely getting sort of that really straightforward profile. So definitely a fun tea to drink and to enjoy, nothing overly complicated. An interesting, different tea in sort of like the aged tea genre. I've had a lot of aged oolongs, I've had a lot of pu'erhs. This doesn't really fit nicely into either category. So it's fun to have some of these other alternatives. If you've had other food bricks, let me know. Comment in the comment section below. I think I'm going to be bringing on some mature pu'erh that Varat sent to me next. So thank you guys for tuning in, and cheers.